Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a waiting room, just staring at the clock, wondering when your number will be called? You've prayed, you've believed, you've done everything you know to do, but the breakthrough you've been hoping for still seems so far away. If that's you, I want to talk to you today about something incredibly important: God's timing. It's a lesson we all have to learn, and honestly, it can be one of the hardest. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want things now. But God operates on a different clock, a divine timeline that is always, without fail, perfect. Let's start with a foundational truth. God is never late. He's also never early. He's always on time. Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Your purpose has a time. Your breakthrough has a time. Your healing has a time. The struggle for us is that our when and God's when don't always line up. We see the immediate, the urgent. God sees the eternal, the ultimate. He sees the whole picture, while we only see a small piece of the puzzle. Think about the story of Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a son, an heir through whom a great nation would be born. It was a huge, life-altering promise. But what happened? Years went by. Then decades. They got so old that from a human perspective, it was completely impossible. Can you imagine the doubt, the frustration, the whispers of "Did we hear God wrong?" But in Genesis 21, at the appointed time, Isaac was born. Not a day sooner, not a day later. God fulfilled his promise exactly when he intended to. The waiting period wasn't a period of preparation. It was a period of preparation. It was a time for their faith to be stretched, strengthened, and solidified. This is what God does for us in our waiting seasons. He's not just making us wait for the sake of it. He's teaching us to trust his timing. He's developing character in us. Patience, endurance, and a deeper reliance on him are forged in the fires of waiting. James 1:4 says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." The waiting is part of the work. It's the process that makes you ready to receive the promise. If God gave you everything you wanted the second you asked for it, you might not be ready to handle it. The blessing could become a burden. He knows what you can carry and when you'll be strong enough to carry it. Consider the story of Joseph. He had a dream from God that his family would one day bow down to him. What happened next? He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. It looked like his life was going in the complete opposite direction of his God-given dream. For 13 long years, he waited. He could have become bitter, angry, and resentful. But instead, he kept his integrity. He honored God right where he was, in the pit and in the prison. And when the time was perfect, God didn't just release him from prison. He elevated him to the second highest position in all of Egypt. From that position, Joseph was able to save his family and the entire nation from famine. God's timing was perfect. If Joseph had been released a year earlier or a year later, the opportunity to interpret Pharaoh's dream might have passed. The entire plan would have been different. That waiting period, as painful as it was essential. It shaped Joseph into the leader he needed to be. It humbled him, taught him governance, and positioned him for his ultimate purpose. Your waiting season is doing the same for you. It's positioning you. It's preparing you. God is working behind the scenes, lining things up in ways you can't even see right now. So, what do we do while we wait? We often think waiting is passive, but biblical waiting is active. It's a time of active trust and faithful obedience. Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord." It doesn't say, wait and worry or wait and complain. It says, be strong and take heart. How do we do that? First, we stay in His Word. The Bible is filled with promises that remind us of God's faithfulness. When you feel your faith wavering, immerse yourself in stories like Abraham's, Joseph's, or David's. David was anointed king as a teenager, but didn't take the throne for many years, spending much of that time running for his life. Yet, in the Psalms, we see him constantly crying out to God, reminding himself of God's promises. Fill your mind with truth, not with the lies of doubt and fear. Second, we continue to serve right where we are. Joseph served faithfully in Potiphar's house and even in prison. He didn't say, "I'll start working hard when I'm in the palace." He bloomed where he was planted. Don't put your life on hold while you wait for your big breakthrough. Be faithful with the small things God has given you right now. Your character is being tested and proven in the daily grind. Be a good steward of this season, because this season matters. Third, we surround ourselves with a community of faith. Find people who will encourage you, pray with you, and remind you of God's goodness when you're tempted to forget. We weren't meant to do this journey alone. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends can lift a heavy burden and give you the strength to keep going. They can be the voice of hope when your own voice is tired. And finally, we practice gratitude. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, on the prayer that hasn't been answered yet. But what if we shifted our focus to what we do have? What if we started thanking God for the blessings that are right in front of us today? A grateful heart shifts your perspective. It reminds you of God's past faithfulness, which builds your confidence for His future faithfulness. He has brought you through challenges before, and He will do it again. Let me leave you with this powerful thought from Habakkuk 2:2-3. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Your promise, your dream, your breakthrough has an appointed time. It will not be late. God is not dangling a carrot in front of you that He has no intention of giving you. What He has spoken, He will bring to pass. The waiting is not a sign of His absence. It is a sign of His preparation. He is teaching you to trust His timing, because His timing is always rooted in His perfect love for you. He knows the end from the beginning. He is weaving a beautiful tapestry with your life, and even the threads of waiting are essential to the final masterpiece. So, be strong and take heart. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. Your season is coming. Trust His process, trust His heart, and trust His perfect timing. Thank you so much for watching. This message encouraged you today. Please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content to help you on your faith journey. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.